Your one and only Bam Bam is here. Yep. What's up? I got... What is it? I'm into the beers today, as usual. Alright? That's always gonna happen. Pretty much. I'm gonna love my beer. I love my beer and I love my weed. Yeah, I'm not getting rid of that out of my life. No. Another thing. We're gonna touch base on right now. Alright? And this is pretty personal for me. Yeah. I'm just making sure, checking on my friends. Their channels are good. Nice. Alright. So, what I wanted to say, right? And if you like the shirt, right? It's nice. It's Levi's, right? $40. Not a bad deal. Kyle, Agent, everybody, welcome to the channel, brothers. How you doing? Great to see you all back. I appreciate all of you. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Oh yeah, crap. I don't have the other set of my lights in. Hang on. Time out. Little studio glitch. There we go. And I should close my closet. There. Alright. Now we got both of the trees lit up. I did this. I did the trees myself. I did them with LED lights. Yeah. And all the decorations. Especially this one. Right here. This one. This here symbolizes our country. You got the penny. You got the nickel. You got the quarter. And you got the dime. And then you have the loonie. Yeah. Agent, you do your job. You do your job very well. Thank you. You protect the country. I do the same. I just do it in the online version. You get to do it in the real life, physical version. I get to do it all online. Yeah. So, a lot of them ask me, what's been going on lately. So, I'll give you a heads up. I told everybody earlier that I was gonna... Oh, this is a hard topic for me. Very hard. A lot of you, even Rockstar, voted me in to be police chief for another 4 years, but you don't understand the toll, mental things that it takes on you. I have to listen to a lot of really nasty things in public lobbies. Yeah. And then I have to digest that It haunts me in my sleep. There's a lot of things that you guys say online haunts me in my sleep. Literally makes me want to go back to the game all the time to just keep policing. And it doesn't stop. Never stops. Nope. Look at this. Got a black book. Every single one of the really bad players, the really bad people online, they're all listed in this book. Every single one of them. They're not listed online, they're not saved online, they're written down in this book. Each and every encounter. Your gamer tags, everything. It's all put in this book. And this book stays in my safe. It's never coming out. I've learned things over the years of doing what I'm doing. And being a humble person, going to church, being there for the community and everybody, right? Yeah, cadets don't need to be roughed at. They just need a wide awakening to what kind of reality they're facing. And they have true potential. You have the potential to do anything. Alright? For instance, I took on the role and responsibility for cleaning up the online public lobbies of GTA worldwide. It's a huge responsibility, and I took it on in 2022. Here we are in 2024. We're still holding strong, and we're still doing what we do best, right? I do want to touch base on something very important though. Yesterday, I tried to make amends with my old man. Alright? And I try to forgive him for everything. You know? But pretty hard to forgive somebody that literally ignores your son, ignores your child, right? When I refused to get vaccinated, I lost the entire family, everybody. I lost all my support. I lost everybody. And it was devastating. Absolutely devastating. I didn't know what to do. First time in my life, I didn't know what to do. Right? Yeah, you can't be exactly. Agent's right. You can't be nice. That's the thing. When you're coming into law enforcement and you're in training, do not expect your trainees to be nice to you. They're going to put you through the ringer. You're going to get your ass kicked. Yep. Because they're going to put you to the test. They want to see how far they can push you. How far, where's your limits? Because then they know. Then they understand. Then they know how to accordingly place you into the service that you want to be in. SWAT's not for everybody. Being captain's not for everybody. And certainly being a chief is not for everybody. I barely get any fucking sleep at night. Yeah. I get messages in GTA and everything else, and there's shit that I have to constantly deal with. That's why I don't do live streaming about it anymore, because I'm not going to live stream what I'm doing, how to handle my enemies, so that my enemies can see exactly what the fuck I'm doing. That doesn't make any sense, right? Instructors won't be nice. I won't be nice. No. I'm one of the biggest assholes there is on the fucking planet. Right? I'm an elite top 5 of assholes. If you make my team, if you make the LSPD, then you went through hardcore shit. Yeah. You went through basically almost torturous shit. And we make you understand all the fundamentals that it takes, okay, to be a warrior, to be a champion, to give you that on-site that if you push yourself hard enough, your ass will get there. You can get there. You can start out as a trainee, but if you have your eye sets and you want to be a lieutenant, you want to be a captain, you want to be a chief, then fucking go for it, man. Go for it. Man or woman, go for it. Because when you go for it, when you strive for it, and you show everybody else that you're determined to take that, they'll let you in. They'll give you the opportunity. They want to see what you can do. And they seen what I could do. They seen what I did for the last 2 years. Sorry, the last 4 years going total, but I was named police chief 2 years ago. Right? So it's my time right now where they can vote me out or they can keep me in. Well, it's going good. Daniel's in the house. Welcome back, Daniel. I see you guys. When they voted me in for another 4-year term, I wasn't expecting it. I was not going out there trying to win everybody over. I was not trying to ask anybody for their support. It just came. It just came flooding in. Yeah, we don't want you to stop being police chief. Yeah, all right. Great. Another 4 years of non-sleep. I'm not giving you guys all shit. I'll be happy to do it, but I'm telling you, these next 4 years, after these 4 years, 2028, I'm done. I'm absolutely done. Completely done. Yeah. I won't do it anymore after that. You can beg and plead and cry and whatever, but no. Because I want to go fishing. I want to have a dog again. I want to be able to enjoy nature and enjoy my retirement. Agent 34, I always salute you. People like you make great officers for this country. For Canada and the United States. For most of you, you turn around and you hate the blue. You hate those men and women who wear the uniform. Let me tell you something. Do you know what it takes to put on the uniform? Huh? Even when you're online, do you know what it takes? Whether you're out there on the street or you're online, do you know what it is to put on the uniform? To act for the uniform. To protect the community. To be there for folks who you have no idea who they are. But they're in trouble and they need help. So you go. You go and you help them. It's been like that in my life, my whole life. I don't know any other life. I don't know anything else. I've met so many amazing people just doing what I do. Even when I was driving truck, I met so many good officers, paramedics, firefighters. It'll keep you up at night. Agent's right. It's not as easy as people think it is. Nope. Hey. Drink some Alberta Ice. Calm your fucking nerves, everybody. Sorry my language. Wait a minute. Sorry, I'm not. With folks who wear badges, they represent the uniform, they're there for our community, show them some love, show them some compassion. We see things that you never want to see. Of course they do. Of course, they always record the bad stuff about us cops. Or any one of us first responders. They record all the bad stuff. Never the good stuff, right? But I'm here to remind the community about all the good stuff, alright? Men and women, like myself, we put on that uniform, we wear that badge with pride. Alright? And because we know it's our duty and it's our job to serve and protect our community. We have an opportunity to show the world, and especially our community, that we love our community so much, love our country so much, that we are willing to put our lives on the line every single day for you and yours, for you and your family, for all those folks who are just completely, we don't know you, you're strangers, right? They do. That's true, Agent. Yep. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand. Most of you have such a hatred for cops because there's so many of us who are good. We are good people. Yeah. There's a lot of us who are good. Sure, there's bad apples. There's bad apples everywhere you go. In any profession. You need to read between the lines. There's a lot of great cops out there, everybody. There's a lot of great firefighters. There's a lot of great ambulance attendants, too. Don't put a black eye on first responders just because you see on social media, right? You see an officer turning around and possibly, using excessive force on somebody. It happens, right? But I've also shown a video on my community's part. When officers attack each other, right? When police officers, like myself, when you turn around and you act out against somebody who's acting aggressively, right? Oh yeah. So I'll I'll touch base on that. The whole defund the police thing. Look how well that worked out in Chicago. Is Chicago in shambles? Is San Francisco in shambles? What about New York? What about New York? Those are three major cities I just listed off, right? Where law enforcement officers, there is nobody, even in Portland, Oregon, there's 4 cities. Nobody wants to be a fucking cop in any one of those 4 cities. Nobody anymore. Because it's a lawless shit show. Literally is. You can be an immigrant, come into the country, beat the shit out of a cop, and then get released from jail the next fucking day. And you defunded the police. This is what happens when you defund the police. We get lawless shit happening on the streets. You don't feel safe. You basically have to feel like, well, I need to strap up if I'm going to go to the grocery store or even get gas for my vehicle. Right? That's the kind of world we're living in. That shouldn't be the mindset of the world we're living in. We should be able to have a complete, relaxed mindset that we know our communities are safe. We can go get gas. We can go get our groceries. We can even get some fast food. Not that I do it, all right? But, hey, to each their own, right? You go get your stuff. You should be able to do it in peace and harmony. Not fearing for your life. No. And you shouldn't have to be looking at everybody around. I do. Yeah, I got serious PTSD. So that comes with the sickness. Yeah. It sucks. Yeah. I get night terrors and all kinds of shit. Yeah. When I go to sleep, it's like I don't know what the hell's gonna happen. I basically put it in God's hands. Yeah. When I go to sleep, sometimes I've woken up and I'm screaming right out of my bed. And I'm on both feet in my bedroom, screaming and yelling. At who? I don't know who. I've recorded it before. My night terrors. Yeah. It happens. PTSD is a serious thing. It sucks. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. No. One time I showed up on scene. It wasn't online, it was in real life. When I was a member of a volunteer fire department, one time we showed up on scene and there's this woman trapped in a vehicle, has a steering column lodged into her stomach. And when I mean lodged into her stomach, I mean there was literally the bottom of the steering wheel that was missing, and it was literally implanted into her stomach. So when we got there, right, fire and rescue is usually the first to show up. Police and EMS, they follow suit, right? We got there. I was a part of rescue at the time, and she says to me, she grabs me right here by the shirt. She says, listen to me. Listen, I have 2 kids. I know I'm not going to survive, right? I'm not coming out of this alive, am I? Patriotic Helldiver, welcome back to the channel. I looked at her and I'm like, and I didn't have words for it, just shook my head because I knew. She's like, listen, you need to tell my husband and my kids that I love them. All right? Please tell them that. I nodded my head. I didn't know what to say to her. I was watching her die literally in front of my face. There was nothing I could do. Nothing. You take the steering column out of that person, they're going to bleed out and die right there. Even more faster. I watched her die. I had to watch her die. It's horrible. Try to get counseling for that shit. And they said, you know, like I told you all before, I went to a counselor and she says to me, I understand. Oh yeah? So your first response, you know everything? No. I just passed through school and, you know, but I understand your compassion. I was like, no, this conversation's done. You don't understand shit. You don't understand fuck all. No, you've never seen a situation like that. You haven't seen someone die in front of your face. And don't fucking tell me you know what the fuck I'm talking about. I've never been the same ever since. Nope. She haunts me in my sleep. Yep. My PTSD kicks in and takes me right back to the call. I get the call. We get the alert on our pagers. Back then, we had cell phones, but we had pager units for us to respond to the fire hall. So my pager went off. It went boo, you know, it does that little sound and says, paging all rescue firefighters, please respond to your hall, right? So I did that one. And then me and a bunch of other people on rescue, I'm not going to mention their names, we watched her die. There was nothing we could do. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. No one should ever see that. You should never ever have to witness that. You're there as a first responder to help somebody and you have to watch them die. No matter what. Oh. That brings me back. Obi, thanks for dropping in on the channel, brother. I guess when I get drinking, it's this time of month. This was the month that I lost, that I witnessed. Yeah. Yeah, and, you know, I asked, when we were on scene, I asked my captain, I said, can we not wrap a chain around the steering column, take it out of her stomach, and pull it out? And he said, she'll die faster. I was like, what? I was like, EMS is on the way. We're going to save her life, right? She's going to be okay. He shook his head. He said to me, no, she's going to die. She's dying right in front of us. She's dying as we speak. I looked at her. That was the first time I ever seen somebody die in front of my face. The very first time. And then the second and third time, it just kind of, you just drink it away. You just, I pray to God I don't see that in my sleep tonight. Or any of the other calls I went to. Yeah. And there's been times where I just contemplated where I just want to take my life. Because I don't want the nightmares no more. I don't know what happens when I go to sleep. When I go to sleep, I'm going to end up being taken back into my past, my everything. Yeah, agent knows what I'm going through. Only first responders know it. And there's no counseling help you can actually get for it because there's no counselors that actually understand or get it unless they're a retired first responder trying to be a counselor and listen. You know what keeps me going though? Because somebody has to do the job. Somebody has to do the job. I got God in my heart, right? And the great support network behind me. Someone has to do the job. Someone has to be there. My grandfather never gave up. My grandfather told me, nobody likes a quitter. Exactly. And there's some of you out there that run your mouths. You don't know shit. Right? You sit there and you're like, cops are bad, police are bad, this, that, and everything. Patriotic helldiver, you're right. God works in mysterious ways and is always there for us. As long as you bring God into your heart, as long as you're willing to bring Jesus into your heart and accept Jesus and just pray and say to the Lord, even if you're a sinner up till now, just say, Jesus, please forgive me. Right? And you'll be healed. I agree. Yeah. Try being police for 24 hours. See what that happens. Yeah. They wouldn't like it. They wouldn't like it too much. A lot of people wouldn't like it too much. You get everybody comes after you. Exactly. There is. There's bad cops, all right, in every police station basically, right? But the thing is, you're able to read those people out and you don't associate with those people. And then eventually those bad apples, they get caught doing bad things and then they will get their time, right? Karma works in great ways. So does the Lord Jesus Christ. God loves cops, okay? But God also loves cops who are actual honest, truthful, there for the community, and won't screw people over. Yeah. One thing I would never do, if you're no agent, I got you. Don't worry, brother. Thank you for all your support on the channel. And there's been a little bit of noise of you folks asking me, you know, why don't I sponsor up with somebody, you know? Why am I so independent? I'll tell you why. Because I drove truck for over 20 years. And doing so, and then doing what I'm doing now in the last 4 years, doing police work, has really opened up my eyes to everybody and everything. I do not want myself to be censored by some kind of corporation who is going to give me a contract and buy me out and say that I can only say this or that, or I might offend somebody, so you're not allowed to talk about this issue, you're not allowed to talk about that issue. No. Here I am. I'm independent. I'm your one and only. I'm never gonna go corporate. Never. Tom McDonald, I know you're listening, brother. I admire you. I admire everything about you. You're awesome. You got your own thing. You got your own works. I'll eventually come out with my own shirts. Okay? I'm gonna come out with stuff. Oh yeah. I got things in the work. I'm thinking. I'm watching. But the thing is, I will never, ever, ever sell myself out. Nope. Doesn't matter what kind of corporation, what kind of contracts they offer me, what kind of money they offer me. Good for you. Try as you might. Give her shit. I don't care. Fight each other. Just try and see if you're gonna win me over. I'll break all your hearts right now. You'll never win me over. No. I'm for the people. I'm here for the people. I'm not a corporate person, and never have been, never will be. I give back to the people. I give back to the food bank. I give back to everybody in the community. And I will never, ever sell my soul, sell the community out for money. Absolutely not. Because I can tell you something. The thing is, when you pass away, when you go away, you don't take your money with you. You pass away, you go into either you're going to heaven or you're going to hell. That's it. You don't take, like, look at everything nice I have behind me. Well, I like to consider it nice, right? None of this is coming with me. None. You know, Agent 34, I've seen a lot of videos online where there's certain cops out there that shouldn't be cops. And I'm glad I'm in this field now. Because now I have a message, right? As being an online police chief, that's great and everything. It's also given me the qualifications to qualify for the Alberta Sheriffs. And guess what, everybody? I'm only 39 years old. And it's going to take me less than 5 years to be an Alberta Sheriff's Captain. Especially with my record online. So best believe I got a message for the Sinaloa cartel and all you bad guys out there and all the haters. I will stop you. I will come after you. We will have a discussion. Alright? And if you try to put me down when I'm in uniform, best believe I will take out the service pistol and I'll shoot your ass on sight. Without a mistake. Alright? But I'm going to tell you something right now. I'll rebuild the communities that we have. We will reinstore law and order. We will make sure we are protected. Because after all, we need folks to protect the community. That's their job. Alright? You have a job to go to. You do your job, right? And when you come home, right, you would expect that you could come home to a safe place. You can enjoy your home. You can cook your dinner. Enjoy your family, etc., etc., right? You have that peace of mind because you know in your mind there's individuals like me who are crazy enough to put on the uniform and keep your ass safe. I got a question for all of them. It's very important. What would you do if there's no police? What would you do? Do you have something to protect yourself? Do you know how to protect yourself? No. Most of you, when something goes wrong, you dial 911. Bam Bam doesn't dial 911. I am 911. Yeah. When you call 911, I'm on my way. Private security forces as well. I got a message right now for all you Palestinian protesters. Okay? What would we do? Well, we'd have to resort to civil law. Civil unrest would happen. Yeah. I mean, it's almost like any one of us who wears a badge or is in law enforcement, we're basically talked all around the world as shit, right? They turn around and they run us into the ground. For what? Are we not the same people who are keeping your city safe? Huh? We're keeping your home safe in this ever-changing, crazy world still. Don't forget that. Nobody gives a shit like that. They don't think about the big picture outside the box. It's like, I want to defund the police, I hate the police, and shit like that. But as soon as shit goes down in your neighborhood, who are you quick to call? You dial 911. You dial 911 and you ask us for help. You're so fucking quick to dial 911 as soon as shit goes down in your neighborhood. And then you criticize us because, well, we don't have enough units to respond immediately to your request. Why? Oh, I'm sorry. Your fucking government turned around and defunded our fucking police department. So it's going to be about 10 to 15 minutes before we can respond to your emergency call. Does that sound familiar? Does that sound familiar? Because that's facts and that's reality, everybody. That is. I gotta end this live stream soon. I gotta go to Bible study. Yeah. Lakewood Church doing Bible study. And August 16th is men's night. Yeah. Men's night at Lakewood Church. Yeah. Don't miss it. Be there. Bam's gonna be there. Right? One more thing before I leave I really need to express is actually, hang on. I'm going to take a leak first, and then we're going to have a chat about something. One sec. We're going to touch base on some personal stuff. Hang on. Alright, everybody, I'm back. So, agent, you had to go. I had to go too. I had to go for a number What do you call that one? Yeah, number one. Yeah, I definitely had to go for number one. It was definitely a leak. Not number two. No, number two happens in the morning time. Yeah. Anyways, so what I also want to touch base on is as I look over at my beer and I'm like, oh yeah, I still got plenty of beer left. Right on. My old man, Gary Zabachik, you're a piece of shit. Gary, you are a fucking clown. And the whole Zabachik family. Now I'm calling you out. I'm calling all of you out. I'm calling out the Zabachik family. I'm calling out my Aunt Vicky. I'm calling out my father. I'm calling out my grandmother. All three of you stole my grandfather's money. My grandfather turned around, passed away. You took all his money. You took all the inheritance. And where did that get you? You don't have any happiness. You don't have many friends anymore. No. And, well, when thieves get exposed, things happen, right? Like, you stole everything from my grandfather. My grandmother basically lived on fucking Easy Street the whole entire time my grandfather and her were together. My grandmother didn't have a fucking job. My grandmother didn't do shit. My grandmother sat around the fucking house all the time and just basically cooked food and kept the house clean. She didn't do shit. She was useless. While my grandfather would turn around and put his life on the line every single day and go to the firehouse and respond to fire calls. Yeah. And she had the nerve to fucking argue with me last night. She had the nerve to argue with me last night. Right? Barth, what's going on? She had the nerve to argue with me last night. What's happening? So, I had a reckoning yesterday, right? After church, you know, my family, to give you guys all a quick download, right? My family has been in turmoil ever since the vaccination stuff, and I didn't get vaccinated, and I didn't wear a mask, right? But my grandmother did. My father did. My aunt did. My uncle, everybody. Except for me. And then, when it came time, my grandfather had passed away as well. And then they shunned me out completely, the whole family. Everybody. We want nothing to do with you. You're not vaccinated. You won't wear a mask. Well, yeah, no kidding, because that sounds ridiculous. And the whole vaccination sounds ridiculous. I'm not getting vaccinated when they're not going to tell me what the fuck is in the vaccination. Alright? It's like basically like me taking this beer and saying, open your fucking mouth, right? And trust me, because there's only 5% alcohol in it. I haven't spiked it. I haven't done anything to harm you, right? Yeah, it does suck. It was hard the first year. Second year, the second year I almost took my life. Yeah. And third year, I've been okay. Right? Put myself back forward. You know, a lot of people think you gotta be in a relationship for anything. No. I focused on myself. I focused on my well-being. And I put myself in a place where I want to be. Right? And this isn't even my last destination stop. Nope. My houseboat is. Yeah, that comes next year. I made it up this far. I got myself into the penthouse suite. I fucking live in a penthouse. Yeah. Not trying to brag, but if you put yourself forward, all right, and you have your goals in check, you have your mindset that you want to achieve those goals, you can get those goals. You can. I'm living proof. Here I am. I'm still drinking my beers, getting shit-faced, but I still live in the penthouse suite. Yeah. I'm leaving the penthouse suite soon. Yeah, next year. Yeah. I want to go and live in my houseboat. I won't be able to fish. I'm gonna probably dock on the land 2 or even 4 times a year for resupplies. That's it. After that, you won't find me on land. No. Fuck no. I'll be on the water. I'll be on the water. And at 3 o'clock in the morning, I can guarantee you, I'll be out there fishing. Right? Even my best friend's looking forward to it. Mang! Mang! Luke, I know you're looking forward to it too. He's looking forward to coming out in the houseboat. I already told him he's got a room in my houseboat. Alright, I'm buying a houseboat that has 3 bedrooms. Right? 2 bathrooms. Okay? I got the master bedroom and still 2 bedrooms to basically rent out or not rent out. And I've already told my best friend already has his room secured. Yeah. On my boat. My best friend knows he has a place to live. Yeah. All he has to do is, he knows, just help out around, right? Clean, do some things, yada yada. But he knows he has secured his spot on my fucking boat. Yeah. Where would I be without my best friend? I lost Max. I'm not gonna lose Luke. Yeah. Me and Luke have been best friends for 14 years now. Yeah. That's a long time. When you look at things, you know, you see some people on social media, they say, like, I've had a friend for the last couple of years, and I call them my best friend, and after 5 years, like, Okay, well, in 5 years, that person really doesn't know you. No. After a decade, that person knows you. I can tell you. I've been through everything with him. I'm not gay. I'm not saying a gay part or anything, but I'm gonna relate this to basically it's been a 14-year marriage. You know? Like I've been best friends with that dude 14 years and counting. I can't tell you what kind of ex I've had in my life where I've been with her longer than 5 years. None. But Mang, my brother, Luke, oh fuck. I've been with him through everything. He's been with me through everything. 14 years. We got kids, right? His kids and my kids are all family. And we got our kids. We sit there and we talk back and forth with each other all the time. And we check to see how our kids are doing, right? How many of you can say that you've had a friend for 14 years? How many? Well, mine's 14 years and counting. Alright? Probably not a lot of you. Right? That guy knows everything about me. Everything. He knows everything, like right down to my birth title. Yeah. And I know everything about him. You need somebody like that in your life. You do. If you have somebody like that in your life, you have a best friend. You know, they will be with you. You know you have a true best friend when they roll with you through the dark days. Luke rolled through the dark days with me, even though he knew he couldn't physically, financially help. He was still emotionally there. Still talked to me on the phone. Still was there. And I was there for him. That's true. That's true friendship. You don't worry about how much money either one of you has or anything like that. Because either one of you can come into a nice windfall of money, right? And obviously your life would change, right? Things would get a little different. But your morals and values, they need to stay on the home front. They definitely need to stay on the home front. Doesn't matter how much money you make. Or if you were to come into an extravagant amount of money. The thing is, the world, your friends, your family, everybody's going to look at you and judge you on your actions. Alright? And as I said before, God may bless you with a lot of money, right? But it's how you represent yourself, how you handle your money, and how are you going to put yourself forward and give back to the community? Because here's the thing. If Jesus gives you a lot of money, you come into a lot of money. Alright? Or you come into a blessing where you're in a sports organization, you got this great opportunity, and they're going to pay you stupid money. Right? Well, do your finances. Do your finances. Find out how much your bills are going to be for the year. Find out how much what you average on groceries a week, right? And everything else. And then, if you're a hockey player that's making like $3 or $4 million a season, just literally put $1 million aside for you and your family. That's it. Not even that. You wouldn't even have to. The rest, if you're a great person, you give it back to the community. Especially if you're proud, like John Tavares, Mitch Marner. Those are two names. Right there. Toronto Maple Leafs. Those two. They give back to the community. They do. Huge. They give back to the food banks. That's what helps our community stay together and grows. Okay? We need to help each other. We do. And some of us folks need more help than others. And that's okay. You know? When you give back to the community, it's more of a satisfaction than if you were to ride the title like I do. Well, not ride the title, but I mean, if you were to ride the title as police chief, or, you know, you're great in NHL 24. Okay, that's fine. But you're not going anywhere with that. No. You're not going anywhere. You'll go somewhere when you give it back to the community, give it back to folks. Your hospitals, food bank, okay, social services, all right. You can donate all that extra money. You don't really need it. Think about it. Most of us, when we got to actually being somebody, we literally were nobodies. We were in the street just like everybody else. We were growing up in the rough hoods, right? Like everybody else. And you know we were. And you know for a fact, you can make a difference. Turn things around. And give back to the community. Show love, show respect. Alright? After all, the community showed you love and respect. You know? I got one last thing to say. actually. I had to think about it for a second here. What my grandmother said to me yesterday will stay with me for life. After your grandfather died, we don't have any family ties with you. Okay. So, does she want me to run her name into the fucking ground too? Because I'm gonna run Gary Zabachik's name into the fucking ground. Gary Zabachik is a piece of shit. He is a fucking goof. He is the biggest piece of shit on planet Earth, everybody. He lives in Bowmanville. He lives in Bowmanville, Ontario. Here, let's get the address. I'll pull up the address for everybody. Hang on. Should we pull up his address, or should we leave him the fuck alone? Now, we're not going to leave him the fuck alone. Everybody knows who he is in Bowmanville. You live in Bowmanville, Ontario. Gary Zabachik, I'm calling you out, motherfucker. Gary Zabachik, you're a piece of shit. You're a fucking goof. You are a fucking pathetic human being. You don't deserve to be called a father. You call yourself a father. You say you have a son? What son? Huh? I'm your only son. You don't even talk to me. You ignore me. You fucking run your mouth to the rest of the fucking world saying that you're such this great soul and you're such a good person and you take care of family and everything else. But I'm here to tell everybody, you don't take care of shit. You're the biggest fucking goof there is on the fucking planet. Gary Zabachik, you are a fucking clown. You're a fucking clown, man. You're a fucking degenerate loser. You have no respect for anybody. My grandfather was more of a man than you ever were. My grandfather put on a uniform every single day and risked his life for everybody. Risked his life for the city of Toronto. Put his life on the line for the city of Toronto. What did you do? Nothing. You took a minimal fucking job. You couldn't even have the courage to go to school. Well, you wanted to be an architect. Okay. And you failed at that, and you ended up being a truck driver. You never pursued the same career path as my grandfather. I did. You didn't. That's the difference between you and me. You're a piece of shit. I'm not a piece of shit. I'll go down in history as someone who gave his life and respected the community just like my grandfather. Unlike you. You'll go down in history with nothing. What? What's on the table for you? What? What have you done? What have you done to give back to the community? Huh? Oh, explain some shit to me. I'm waiting. I'll sit here with my fucking beer. I'll wait for your fucking phone call. Let's see if he calls us. Huh? I want to know what he's done for the community. I want to know how he's given back to the community. I just want to know that one thing. One thing. All right? Not two things, sorry. I put up two fingers. One thing. I just want to know one thing. Right? You don't respect the community, old man. You know who did? My grandfather. My grandfather loved and respected everybody. Got up every single day and looked forward to putting on that uniform and getting on the truck. And people like you sorry sacks of shit like you. You try to honor my grandfather's name, but you can't. You can't because you know it. And that's why I say it. I say it loud and I say it proudly. Because I can say it. Because his spirit lives in me. It sure as hell doesn't live in my father, and it sure as hell doesn't live in my grandmother. That man turned around and woke up every single day at 4 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even earlier, and went to the firehouse and spent most of his time at the firehouse, didn't he? Spent most of his time. I remember the one time he took me to the World Series when Joe Carter hit a home run. And I watched Toronto Blue Jays win the World Series. My grandfather took me. Not my dad, my grandfather. I was his favorite. He favored me out of everybody. And now everybody, as soon as he passed away, you know what happened? The whole family fell apart. Everybody fell apart. Everybody fell apart. The whole entire family's lost. I say that openly, honestly, and willingly, because that's the facts, that's the truth. Our whole entire family has been lost ever since my grandfather passed away. Nothing has been the same. I've tried to put things back together, but it doesn't work. I've tried over the years. I'm done trying. I'm sick of it. I've given it my all. I tried to do the work of my grandfather. Hockey Kid, welcome back to the channel. What's up is, I miss my grandfather. My grandfather is a highly decorated fire captain in the city of Toronto. Was, before he passed away. And then I got members of my family who turn around and they don't respect my grandfather. They don't respect the house that they're in. Even my grandmother and my Aunt Becky, all right? And my cousins. They don't respect the house on the beaches in Toronto. My grandfather built that with his bare hands. His bare hands. My grandfather built that house you're living in. And you disrespect him big time. You stole his money. My Aunt Becky stole his money. My dad stole his money. And my grandmother stole his money too. Yeah, very scary when, you know, people pass away and then you find out what kind of real people you have in your family. When they start taking assets out of the family as soon as somebody dies. They start stealing all of my grandfather's stuff, all of his assets, all kinds of stuff. Oh, I had a field day. I snapped one day on my dad and I ended up getting arrested for assault. Yeah. Because, like, how could you blame me? You're stealing from my grandfather. My grandfather gave everything, including his life, and put his life on the line for the whole community. And you have the gall and the balls to steal from him? Even after he passed away? Oh man, that's something else. That's beyond sickness. That's beyond fucked up. Like you're going straight to hell for that shit. Oh yeah. It's hard for me. It gets closer to my birthday and I miss my grandfather. I do. I just miss him so much. Yeah, hockey kid. I'm not surprised. Right? I'm not surprised. Most of them are immigrants. Yeah. People who don't care about our country. Look at here. I put my jersey on the chair this time. Right? As you guys all know. See? Right? That's my jersey I bought with my grandfather when I was 7 years old. Okay? I still have it. 38. Well, wait. 7. Oh, damn it. I gotta do math. I'm too drunk to do math right now. Fuck. I've had this jersey over 30 years. Let's put it that way. Yeah. And I didn't get rid of the sweater, everybody. I still have it. This is the Canada sweater that lives on the back of the chair. Usually. Tonight, I want to change it up. Give it a Toronto Maple Leafs touch. So, nothing's gonna change it. Doesn't matter what I say or anything. I don't think he's ever gonna pull his head out of his ass. No. I'm pretty much the only one in the family besides my grandfather, who takes charge and who takes leadership and who stands up for the community and does what's right. Even though I drink every once in a while. Okay, pretty much every day. But, hey, I quit smoking. I quit doing the weed. Not as much. You're probably not going to get me away from the beer. No. No. I'm always going to love my beer. I don't like hard booze, but I love my beer. I do. There's something about having a nice cold beer on a hot day that you can't fix with a strong drink. Nah. Strong drinks. Our family, we can't drink strong alcohol. No. I'm living proof. The last time I drank strong alcohol, I had the SWAT team on my ass and a helicopter above my fucking head, and the Edmonton Police Force fucking taking me down hardcore, with the fucking sheriffs and the RCMP on site. Yeah. And then I spent 4.5 months in fucking jail. They didn't sentence me. I waited 4.5 months for a fucking bail hearing. Because my first bail hearing, they told me, don't even try, it will get rejected. I was like, why? And they said, well, they have 9 counts of assault on you. Holy fuck. 9 counts? What am I supposed to do? 9 counts? How? What the? What am I looking at here? And they said, well, if they convict you on all 9 counts, you're looking at 15 years. Holy fuck. Jesus Christ. I didn't do anything wrong. Like I didn't. I was just fucking drunk, fucked up, right? So I made some mistakes. I threw somebody through a fucking window, right? Like there was legit for the charge because I had a fight with somebody and they were trying to steal from my brother. They were trying to steal my brother's wallet while we were at the bar. So I grabbed that fucking guy and tossed his ass through the window. Because I was high on cocaine too. And, well, that I know, while I was in the interaction with that guy, while we were fighting, right? I didn't realize that the police were on their way because the bar had already called the cops, right? Smoke, appreciate you, brother. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by the channel. Thank you for sharing me out. I appreciate you, brother. So, the cops were already on their way, right? So I'm in a fight with this asshole, alright? And I punched him in the face a couple times, and then I grabbed him, and I had this, well, because of the cocaine, I think, because that was the first time I stuffed cocaine up my nose. I'm pretty sure the cocaine kicked in, and I threw him through the fucking window. Yeah, oh yeah. Right through the establishment. Like, I picked that fucking guy up, and I threw him right through the fucking window. No, I didn't fall off the wagon, Brian. So, I come outside, right? I'm all drunk and shit, right? I come outside, all of a sudden, I hear, Edmonton Police, put your hands up above your head. I was like, fuck. Alright, cool, let's go. They're like, don't fucking move. I'm like, okay. Right? I hear the ambulance fucking coming, right? Because Buddy's still lying on the fucking ground, surrounded by fucking broken glass, right? I look down at him and I'm like, you ever want to fucking try that shit with me again? And the Edmonton police turn around, so shut the fuck up and get up against the fucking wall. I was like, this asshole. And then one cop grabbed me. As soon as I pointed at him, one cop grabbed me, and next thing I know, my hands were behind my back. Right quick. Yeah. And they're sitting there asking me stupid questions. Like, why did you attack this guy? I'm like, what? I'm like, why don't you ask him why he got attacked and what he was doing in the bar? And why don't you look at security footage in the bar, right? So I didn't answer most of their questions, right? No. I'm not completely sober, Brian. I've been crushing some beers, but I'm sober off the weed and the cigarettes, so it's a work in progress. They get me downtown, and they're like, why did you beat the hell out of him? Why did you throw him through the window? I said, because he tried to steal my brother's wallet. Plain simple. I was like, he was a thief. And then when I called him out on his shit, he said, I'm not a thief. Fuck you. And words got exchanged. He got heated with me, and I took it to the next level. And they're like, yeah, we know you took it to the next level. You know he's in the hospital, right? I said, yeah, okay. Well, he's in the hospital for some very serious injuries. Well, that's not my problem. That's his problem, right? Well, they stacked up. It went from 3 assault charges to 4, 5, 6, 7. The more the night went on, and what they were saying with the update from the hospital, the more the charges piled up. Next thing I know, the very next morning, I wake up in custody, right? I was charged with 2 counts of assault, right? And then I get an Alberta sheriff reading me out everything. You're charged with 7 different counts of assault. What the fuck? This is ridiculous. This is dumb. I'm fighting this shit. Oh yeah. You can't be saying what? Because I defended my brother? Because I tried to stop somebody from stealing something and everything else? You guys, what about that guy? What are the charges with that guy? I'm gonna fucking get a lawyer. For sure. I lawyered up. Oh yeah. My lawyer took care of business. Yeah. I went from 9 charges down to 2. Yeah. I had to plead guilty to 2 assault charges. 1, I assaulted him right at the bar by punching him in the face. The second assault charge was for throwing him through the window. I couldn't beat that charge. That was on video, and when the police were showing up on scene, It was actually on their dash cam that he went flying through the window. So I couldn't argue that one. No. But I only got probation for it. So that was a good thing. Right? And I have a pretty good outstanding record with the community. That's why the judge turned around and said, well, the Crown Attorney, they wanted to put me in jail. They wanted to keep me in jail even longer, right? And the judge said, well, he's already been in jail for 4.5 months. I don't think he needs to be in jail any longer. I mean, this is wasting our time and wasting our tax-paying dollars, she said, like that. She looked at me and she said, are you going to go out there in the community and hurt anybody? I said, no, ma'am, not whatsoever. She goes, that's what I thought. I know you won't. You can go home. That's what she said to me in the Alberta courts. She's like, you can go home. Released me from jail. Right? I had been caught up in jail wrongfully for 4.5 months before. So, if any one of you want to have a discussion, if I'm a bad person or not a bad person, just because I was in jail doesn't mean I'm a bad person. No. Even when I was in jail, I did policing. Oh yeah. See, there was this group that came in. I was about 2.5, almost 3 months into remand, in Edmonton remand, okay? And this group of 4 guys, I'm not discriminating against race, but the 4 of them were black. So, here's what's going to happen. I'll tell you. Helldiver, welcome back. So each tier in jail, right? At the Edmonton Remand Center, if you've never been there, you shouldn't. But on each tier, there's 2 phones. One on one side, one on the other. Okay? And then down on the bottom floor, there's 12 phones. Alright? So, myself, I was up on the 3rd tier. I was in the penthouse suite. I had a phone right outside my cell. Okay? Not bragging or anything, but just hear me out. So, the leader of our unit happens to be a very big native guy named Ray. And Ray is in there for 2nd-degree murder. Alright? And Ray has a full-fledged army of native people to police the unit. Okay? Helldiver, you're great. You're awesome. So, there's rules to the unit. So our police officers, when you go to jail here, they're not protected in the bubble. No. They gotta be behind the desk. And they gotta be behind the desk in front of 3 levels of inmates. And there's 72 cells. Times that by 2 or 3 inmates. Do the math. We outnumber them. Right? So, I'm watching TV from my cell. I was able to walk out and look down to the TV center and watch 120-inch TV with no problems. Okay? From the 3rd floor. Okay? And I got a phone behind me. Right? Fuck around and find out. I noticed something happening on the 2nd level. I didn't know what was going on entirely. And then I've been doing time with this person since the first day I got in, right? And he comes up to me and he's a newfie, right? He's from Newfoundland, back out east, right? And it costs us money to call long distance, right? He said, "You see those fellows down there?" Or, no, sorry. Let me start over. He says to me first, he goes, "Hey, Bam. Yeah. May I use your phone?" And I looked at him with a puzzled look on my face. I'm like, "Don't you live on the 2nd tier? You have your own phone." Right? He's like, No. Please. I was on the phone to one of my girls. It's her birthday. And they hung up the phone on me. I said, "Who? What? Those people? Right down there?" He's like, "Yeah, those people." And they just took over the phone on the 2nd tier. I was like, "All right, so call your girls. Use my number. Use my password." "Are you sure?" I said, "Yeah." Right? Talk to them for 20 minutes. You know? Get your 20 minutes in. "Are you sure?" "I don't know how I'm going to pay you back." I said, "Don't you worry about paying me back. You don't have to pay me back for nothing." I looked at my cellmate. I was like, we have something to do. Let's go. Right? As soon as Noof was done with his girls on the phone and his time was up, I fucking went down to the 2nd tier. I grabbed the fucking black guy that was turning around and had the phone in his hand. I fucking slammed the phone down on him and I punched him right in the fucking throat. I was like, "You're coming with me, asshole." Yep. "You're coming with me. Alright? Newsflash. Alright?" He's like, "Man, you're fucking dead." I was like, No. You're here in Edmonton. You're fucking dead. I was like, "You're from Toronto?" "I'm from Toronto too, asshole." And I started dragging him up to the fucking 3rd floor. You know what happened? Code 99, code 99, code 99 right now. Code 99, everybody respond. They told me, they're like, "Bam, drop him right now. Drop him, leave him alone." Nope. I'll fucking kill this guy. I'll kill him right where I stand. I don't give a shit. I'll drag his ass to the showers and I'll give him a beating. By the time I give him a beating of his life, you guys won't get up here enough time to save his life. I dragged him almost right near my cell, threw him into an empty cell, closed the fucking door, and as soon as you close the cell door, it automatically locks. And he was trapped in there. And he fucking got on that door and he fucking banged at me. "You're fucking dead, Bam. I will fucking kill you. I know who you are." I looked at him, I was like, "I know who you are too. Bring it on, motherfucker. I embrace it. Come on. You're lucky I didn't kill you right now. You're lucky." I said, "We're already in custody. You're lucky I didn't fucking kill you in these 4 walls." And then the 3 showed up. They locked down the whole facility. Alright? And they brought in the Edmonton SWAT team as well. And they locked down my unit. There was more than 100 cops on our unit. I'm not even shitting any of you. All right? There was a shitload. Well more than 100 fucking officers on our unit. Because I was going to kill this guy. And then the 3 came up. And you know what? She's black. I'm like, oh God. I'm screwed. I'm fucked. Yeah, she's going to nail me for racism. And then she asked me, why did I turn around and attack a black person like that and everything? So I explained to her everything, right? And I gave her the truth and I gave her the facts. And she's like, you know what? Because you're honest with me, and I know because I've seen the cameras and everything. And I wanted to hear your side of the story. She's like, you're stuck in your jail cell for the next 2 days. The only time you can come out is for 1 hour to take a shower and to use the phone. That's it. You're not to come out of your cell for the next 2 days. I said, all right, that's fine. And then she went to the cell next to me, to that guy, and she hauled his ass out and threw his ass in handcuffs and said, you're getting out, you're off the unit. You're not staying on this unit. You're out of here. Right? She hauled his ass off the unit. After that, let me tell you guys something. After that, the cleaners and the cooking staff on the unit, I got extra food, and everybody had mad respect for me. Mad respect. Yeah. I would never ever want to go back to jail ever again. But when you're in that kind of environment, you need to stand your ground and you need to show force and authority. I showed force and authority. I got respect. If you're weak, especially if you go in jail, if you show weakness, they're going to tear you apart. Oh, yeah. It's a different world in jail. It's a whole different world. Yeah. It'll change you. Yeah. It will. I never should have been in jail for 4.5 months. But I was. And I can tell you, having that life experience, right, will change you as a person, but also give you a sort of advantage in helping others to prevent them from going to that place, if that makes any sense, right? Because I often educate a lot of people. Okay, so hang on, I'll interrupt everything. Hall Diver has an important question, right? Is it true people get sexually abducted in jail or raped? Not in jail, not in provincial jail. Prison? Yeah. If you go to provincial prison, yeah, you're definitely, it's only a matter of time before you're going to have to either accept the fact that you're going to have to fuck another man to stay alive or whatever, or you're going to have to accept whatever kind of culture they have in the prison. I didn't go to prison. I was in provincial jail. In provincial jail, that shit doesn't happen. No. In provincial jail, Worse things happen. Matter of fact. Yeah. Matter of fact, Baumgartner, for instance. Many of you here, no, I'm not even going to look it up right now, but Baumgartner, he was in Edmonton here. He was a G4S security officer. Okay? One night, he decided, and his wife was, well, his fiance, also worked on the security force. One night, 2 trucks drove around Edmonton collecting the federal government money for our province, from banks, grocery stores, you name it, right? Near the end of his shift, he decided to kill everybody. I'm not even kidding. This man killed everybody on his team, and then killed the second team. Then took that money and gave it to his mother and told his mother to leave the country, and she was very alarmed that he had come into such a extravagant amount of money. Fast forward, that guy showed up on our unit. Yep. He showed up on our unit. Baumgartner showed up on our unit, and I walked right towards him and I fucking throttled him. I put his ass to the fucking ground. And then I said to both the officers that were sitting behind the desk when they brought him in, I was like, if you don't get him off the fucking unit, we're gonna kill him. We will kill him. Guaranteed we'll kill him today. We'll kill him right now. We'll kill him on the spot, and you guys can witness. We will kill this motherfucker. They're like, you're issuing death threats. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm just witnessing. I'm telling you facts. I'm telling you straight up facts. We will kill this motherfucker. We will. We'll stomp his ass right into the fucking concrete. You'll be picking him up in pieces. You'll be taking him off the fucking floor. Same with pedophiles. The same with rapists. Man, have any of you ever gone to jail? I was in Gen Pop. You don't... There's certain charges you can't have. I mean, you can, but they'll have to put you in protective custody. Me? No. I don't need no protective custody. Absolutely not. No. But if I find out you're in general pop with a fucking rape charge or a pedophile charge, you're gonna get a fucking beating. I'm gonna beat your ass. Yep. That's how it works in jail. I gave you all an insight on how things work, right? Not only from a 911 responder output, but you also got the insight where I was wrongfully detained and jailed for 4.5 months. And I learned a different world in there. Oh yeah. Did it make me weak, though? Obviously not. I will end this saying this, right? wherever you are, wherever you live. Okay? Get involved with the community. Somehow, some way. Give back to the community. Find your local church and go to church on Sundays. You know, the 2.5, maybe almost 3 hours that you dedicate your life on Sunday to the Lord, that's minimal time. That's just a fraction of what you do on a daily basis. But the Lord appreciates that and loves that. So talk to the Lord. Do that one. You can dedicate yourself for at least 2 hours a week to the Lord. I dedicate myself. I go to church every Sunday. I pray to God. You know, I'm not a saint by any means. And I've made plenty of mistakes in my life. Tons. I still am making mistakes. But you know, each day, I'm asking the Lord to be in my heart. Be there for me. Please forgive me of my sins as I'm trying to forgive those who have sinned against me. That's called being a patriotic person. Okay? You love your country? You love America? You love Canada? Then you must love God. Because without Jesus Christ, we wouldn't have what we have right now. You all know that. That's facts. Without Jesus Christ, we would not have the blessings that we have today. In God we trust is set in stone in the United States. Canada, God save the Queen. We use God and Jesus right in our backgrounds. This is our values. All right? Our foundation of North America was built on religion. Was built believing in Jesus Christ. Was built with going to church, having each other's backs, and being strong together as a community. When you push all that aside, and you don't pay attention to that, that's when you have problems. I'm going to end it with that one. I can only preach for so much. I'm not even a preacher, but I can only say so much. I love you all. It's been 2 hours, right? I gotta take a leak. I want some more beer, and I'm kind of hungry. All right. Thank you all for listening to me. You're all special if you listen to me. And take care of each other. Stay safe. Have a safe and blessed week. I wish you all a safe and blessed week. Even my haters or whatever, don't matter. Okay? Take care of each other. Alright? Don't forget, Bam Bam is live every single day. I'm out of here.